about that. When you move on and you're building towards the future, and it does not include you, I can only relate that to a football perspective, where we had switched over from a 3-4 to a 4-3, and there was some leftover talent from that 3-4 that just did not fit. And they literally had to find stuff to do.
Yeah.
We just don't need you. We can't use you. So I don't think that will ever be the case. If LeBron is on a team, he's going to be a valued member of the squad and a reason you win or lose. So I think what I'm saying is, if LeBron is on the Lakers, you are not building towards the future, at least for 1 year.
No, you're not. He's the exact opposite definition of the future. He is the present and the present alone. And this is where I keep coming back, listening to Shams talk about it. I don't think that I've done a good enough job of saying this enough today. The decision that LeBron made yesterday to opt in, and the decision that may or may not happen today, tomorrow, at some point, requesting a trade, if in fact it happens, you cannot mention any of those things and not mention the fact that the Lakers are under new ownership. They go together hand in glove. That if Jeanie Buss was still owning this team, if the Buss family still owned this team, if the Lakers were going to operate into the future the way they've operated for the last decade or more, I don't think we're seeing what we're seeing right now, because he knows, he being LeBron in this, that he would be the one that would get to ultimately make all of the decisions on roster, on team building, on timeline, on all of these things. He knows that's not true anymore, and that's okay. And I don't mean that in a negative way. That's he understands the lay of the land has changed. Right. He's a smart guy. He understands that the new ownership group is coming in. They're almost assuredly to operate differently than the previous ownership group.
True.
He sees that, and it's the perfect time to say, you know what? Instead of just trying to take one more shot here, maybe they will do it, maybe they won't, maybe it's the same. Let me maybe go over here. Let me at least give myself the option of looking at all of these different things. I think they go together. I don't think that we were here right now without what happened last week or 2 weeks ago happening first.
I think I read that this morning or last night whenever the news broke. It was something the Lakers may be actually thinking 2 to 3 years down the road. We want to be more competitive then. So that does not include LeBron.
No.
So LeBron having all the leverage, because I don't know how new ownership right now affects his leverage, because it doesn't.
It affects it adversely.
You think?
Yeah.
Because it's still up to him whether he wants to be traded or not.
But the leverage is different. The leverage could have been if he opted out, right? And a new deal, that's when new management would have got the leverage back to, hey, listen, okay, you're out. Let's talk about what happens next. And no, we don't want to do that.
But now that he's in, I mean, I don't think ownership, it changes his leverage.
Now that he's in, he's in for a year. Like
that's what I'm saying.
The end of the line, we know where it is now. It's either somewhere between 11:06 on Monday morning, June 30th, and the end of this season. That's the timeline.
So I would keep him to his word. He's in it to make sure he can be competitive. So here's what we're planning to do. This is what we're planning to do, LeBron. And it would be all geared and centered around Luka in 2 to 3 years. He may not like that.
Right.
He may say, trade me someplace else. I don't like what you guys are doing.
Great.
And I think I would stick to that. That would be my only plan. I would, depending on, I would make him stick to it. This is what we're going to do. Like it or not.
You can be a part of this or not.
Right.
And if you choose or not, let's figure out a way that this works out best for all of us.
Yes.
And I love where the Lakers are in this. I really do. I think it's the first time in a long time that the Lakers have a two-way go, and both of them are good. They're both good. The good being one, LeBron's here for one more year, we take one more shot. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let's kick the tires on DeAndre Ayton. See what you can do with DFS. See what you can do. Let's see what we can do in the short term to try to make the 2025-26 season as successful as possible. Do I think it's going to end differently? Probably not, but let's give it one more shot.
No doubt. I was thinking, thank God he's 40.
The other go is I would like to go somewhere else. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can get. Let's see what else is out there, and let's start building on that Luka. Because, again, to go all the way back to last year, when the Luka trade got made, the first thing out of just about everybody's mouth was, I don't know what this means for the now, but I do know what it means for the later, and the later is incredibly bright.
No doubt. So
let's start the later now. That's also a great option.
That would be awesome. I just, I wonder where his mind is at, what he's thinking. I mean, you would think he would want out of here, right?
It appears that's what he wants.
You would think.
But, the Lakers might be the best place for him to. They could compete for a championship. His life is here. His kid is here. All of his kids are here.
That's another part that we haven't talked about enough. That if, in fact, he does move, does any move include Bronny?
Almost certainly would.
I would think so.
Yeah.
But that's another... part of the equation.
Maybe he does want to stay. Maybe, like I said, maybe this because whoever.
I don't think he wants to stay. I think he may end up staying. Those are different.
If he gives you a short list, and I agree with you, it gives you a short list of where he wants to go, and what you have to give up to get him. Are they still as attractive as an option? Your best option may be to play here with Luka and just
from LeBron's perspective.
Yes. Yeah. To win a champ, if your stated goal is to win a championship,
could be.
Yeah,
you could be right.
Even in the West,
that I want to go over here. Okay, but the only way we can make that happen is if those pieces are going out. I don't like that
not
as much.
Sexy anymore.
Yeah,
right.
No, there's a very real possibility that he ends up now.
That's why I'm bending my head around. This could be another run it back.
That's fine
with a few extra pieces.
There is no end of this upcoming season, I believe, that ends with them as a championship team. The question is, do you want to be as competitive as you can with LeBron, or do you want to get busy on a rebuild? They're both fine. There isn't if you do this, you're blanked.
Right.
But if you do this, we're awesome. There isn't. They're both positive developments, just a different way to get there.
That's less than 4 hours of free agency, right? Is that my math?
Yes.
That's less than 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
With you. Okay.
I do think, too, to your point of this wouldn't have happened without this ownership here, is if Jeanie was here, it would be, this.
Star effing driven town.
It's star effing driven town of LeBron. We had to do anything to placate stars because LeBron is still a star. But I think this is the first time that Luka is being centered. And also, is there any reservations about Luka being the center of your future? Because Dallas Mavericks got out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Remember the fourth quarters I was talking about? Look up his numbers too.
What did we talk about when the Luka trade went down? After we were all like,
why?
You got to be
how?
kidding.
You can't do that. Yes.
You said
what do we not know?
It was the first thing you just said. Those two. Do you want him? Absolutely. And then it's one of those. Why are they doing this?
So if we
and that has to be a part of it.
If we saw it, if last season was an indication of what they said, this is the reason he's out of there. I still think they're crazy because I could deal with that.
D'Marco.
If that's the reason, you're still stupid.
100% agree.
Yes.
But that what Emily asked, what you're asking is this idea of, is there a part of you that's like, man, is this going to work out for sure? I think so, but is there 1% of your brain that's like, I mean, they did get out of this for a reason. Yes. But I think it's mostly the first thing we talked about, which is when they made the deal, very clearly for the first time in LeBron James's tenure as a Laker, and frankly, probably his tenure as an NBA player, high school player, he knew that the team was not first and foremost about him. It was about somebody else. Probably never happened to him before, ever. He's in high school. He's the most important guy. He comes to the Cavs. He's the most important guy. He goes to Miami. He's the most important guy. He goes back to Cleveland. He's the most important guy. He comes to Los Angeles. He's the most important guy right up until the moment they pulled the trigger on that Luka trade. And it's
now it's different.
You're the second most important. And that's new.
When the deal for the ownership came down, as well as when this LeBron's option came down, Windhorst both reporting on the free agent frenzy with Evan Cohen and Tim Bontemps, but also on ESPN and Get Up, said that Luka had been briefed. Luka had been told.
Of course he has.
Luka was told first before LeBron, which maybe had gotten LeBron and this feels a little bit. Okay, you're told first, not me.
I don't even think it got him there, Em. I think he was there already. I think it might have reinforced him. I think it was because we talked.
I'd love to know that. How does he feel?
That moment of, hey, we're going to do this. Okay, make sure Luka's looped in. Okay, cool. We're going to go do it. Oh, by the way, let LeBron know too. It's just a different deal.
I would love to know where Luka sits on this whole thing. Like where he wants to rebuild. Does he want LeBron? Does he want to run it back with LeBron?
It's a good question.
They said everything. It was positive all last season.
He went to Lob Threat Center is the only thing I feel like we've seen him say he wants.
I mean, in a way, he's in your way because you can't really become the entire team until he's out.
We understand, or not understand. We agree. I think that Luka has got an incredibly high basketball IQ.
Big time.
Okay, right.
At least it seems like it.
It does. He knows what we've been talking about. Like intuitively, he knows that in the short term, I'm much better with him next year than I am without him. He also knows that if this
and he's a lightning rod for me.
Absolutely.
He takes all
he takes all of that
Yes.
stuff. But at the same time, I also know if we're going to go to where we want to go, it's probably not going to be with him.
Remember
it's both of those things.
Those fourth quarters I was talking about, when LeBron clearly got tired. I don't think Luka, if memory serves, led the team once in scoring in the fourth against the Timberwolves.
Yeah. No,
while Ant was eating on the other side.
No question about it.